Really?
Yeah,
So
because
you
Neely
agree that-
Fuller is a brother named Neely Fuller who said that the white supremacists, and I separate white people and white supremacists. There's three people, as our brother Neely Fuller said, on the planet. You have white, non-white, and white supremacists. The white supremacists are the smartest people on the planet. I 100% agree with that.
Wow. And God made them that way?
No, God didn't make them that way, but they just evolved that way because they knew that their numbers were low in the global scheme of the planet. So they had to come up with ways to survive, and they had to come up with codes. So they had to codify their actions with each other to dominate the rest of the planet. And people who are non-white, they haven't figured out those codes, and they don't understand that they have to have codes in order to combat that. So we're still fighting over tribal bullshit. And that's our problem as people who are victims of white supremacy. And we haven't been smart enough to figure that out. So I agree with you to that extent.
That's amazing.
Or what somebody else did today. I hold you responsible for your action. You hold me responsible for my action. In the same way that some white people believe that black people are lazy, shiftless, and ignorant and whatnot. That's not me. In the same way that most of y'all believe they're on their knees begging and slobbering and asking for reparations. That's not me. I don't believe in collective punishment. I deal with you as an individual. Therefore, white privilege is a lie. I've asked you very simply to show me the white person that has privilege over me. Nobody stood up. Do you think you have privilege over me?
Yes.
You're crazy.
Welcome everybody and welcome to Cultural War. My name is Roland and this is the first time I'm actually showing my face on this channel. Great to meet you, see you face to face. I want to appreciate mostly those who have subscribed to this channel, and also I still want to appreciate those who come by but are not subscribed yet but always try to watch my content. Thank you for joining this very exciting episode of Cultural War. Today Jess is going to be interviewing a very interesting dude. I think he's very deluded. You know, he thinks that the white people are out to get him, basically. So I want you to watch this video, and you're not subscribed to the channel yet. What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell to get more videos like this. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
I have with me Tariq Nasheed. He's an author and film producer who also calls himself an anti-racism advocate. It's good to see you again, man.
It's good. How the hell did I get back here? But what's up, Jesse?
We had a good time on the radio show.
We did.
What is an anti-racism advocate?
Yeah, I'm an anti-racism strategist. I look up for ways to try to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice, because unfortunately we're in a global system where white supremacy dominates all areas of activity. So we need to replace that system with a just system.
Define white supremacy.
White supremacy means people who believe through speech, thought, and action that they should dominate, control, and mistreat people classified as non-white. And we're dominated by that system completely globally.
How do you know that?
Because they said it. The people who put white supremacy in action, they specifically said that they were doing that. You go back to the so-called forefathers of this nation, and even in some of the European nations, they specifically said we're going to create a system of white supremacy where the people who are classified as non-white will be the inferiors. And they put these things into law, they put them into practice, and they put them into military defense. They defended these laws militarily, and that's where we are now.
What's a load of word salad? You see, I don't know, this guy must be on something. Trust me, he's not for real. I mean, how can someone even consider this as a fact when there's nothing to back it up? No proof that some group of people just sat down somewhere, you know, and just, you know, decided that, look, we're going to be superior than these other people, and these other people just sat down and said, yes, you know, yes, we agree. You know, it doesn't work like that. If someone tries to lord themselves over you, naturally what you do is you fight back. There should have been a war or something like that. And that's what really happened in the First World War, Second World War. It was because some other superpowers were trying to oppress the other ones, and that was why there was war. So if this was real, there could have been a war, and the blacks and the whites could have been clear, they would have been fighting each other. So obviously, and that's why they have to stick to this systemic racism, because they can't see who they're fighting. So that means it's a mirage. They're fighting a mirage. So these are all made up by all the race hustlers, like the Jesse Jacksons and the likes, made all these things up so they can keep the blacks angry and keep using them, you know, to enrich themselves. And that's what's going on now. They're race hustlers. And we have other black people who are emulating this, young and older ones who are emulating this black hustling. And they're making a name for themselves. But unfortunately, other blacks, by deceiving other blacks. So it's unfortunate. This thing is talking about doesn't exist. Let's continue with the video.
And you said globally they've done this.
Globally, absolutely.
And so white people are smarter than black people, and Have they done this to all other people? Or
Yeah, all
just
people.
black
All people. No, all people are
All
dominated.
people of color.
All people who are classified as non-white, they are dominated by
They've
the
done
white
that.
supremacists.
So how are white people God's chosen people?
No.
Because you say no?
No.
Then why were they able to sit down and make a decision like that? We're going to build a system that control all people of color. We're going to do this and do that, and then the people of color have fallen into that.
Great
so
question.
somebody had to be smart and somebody had to be dumb.
Yep.
And it seems to me that the people of color are the dumb one, because as you said, it's the white people who are making this happen, right?
I agree 100%.
And why not overcome being dumb rather than trying to stop the smart man from doing
Because
what he does?
non-white people are too dumb to get smart.
Really?
Yeah,
So
because
you
Neely
agree that-
Fuller, there's a brother named Neely Fuller who said that the white supremacists, and I separate white people and white supremacists. There's three people, as our brother Neely Fuller said, on the planet. You have white, non-white, and white supremacists. The white supremacists are the smartest people on the planet. I 100% agree with that.
Wow. And God made them that way?
No, God didn't make them that way, but they just evolved that way because they knew that their numbers were low in the global scheme of the planet. So they had to come up with ways to survive, and they had to come up with codes. So they had to codify their actions with each other to dominate the rest of the planet. And people who are non-white, they haven't figured out those codes, and they don't understand that they have to have codes in order to combat that. So we're still fighting over tribal bullshit. And that's our problem as people who are victims of white supremacy. And we haven't been smart enough to figure that out. So I agree with you to that extent.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to do with God, just because
But
somebody's
God
dominating.
made human beings.
Okay,
and
just
so
because.
it
So,
would have to have something to do with him.
Well,
If he made white people smart, and you sound like he only made a few white people smart enough to control the world, and make people of color do what they want to do.
so if you can dominate people
and control them.
So let me understand what you're asking. So if you can dominate people and control people, God made you smarter.
No, well, there are evil people who can do that too.
Right. So I agree. That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of white supremacists.
But
they are
still
evil. It's not
controlling
God.
dumb people, because you
Right.
have to be dumb to allow someone to even to manipulate and control you. But I want to ask you this.
Well, let's unpack that though. I don't want to lose that. That was very interesting. And I would have to ask you: were Jewish people in Nazi Germany dumb for being dominated by Hitler?
There are, and you mentioned the Jews. There are white people who are blaming the Jews for their situation.
Right.
If these people are so smart, why can't they manipulate the Jews too?
If who's smart now?
If the whites are so smart, as you say that they are,
Right.
supremacists, why can't they control the Jews?
Okay, you have to define what a Jewish person is now, because the definition of Jewish, it kind of fluctuates, because you have Jewish people who are classified as white. So
And are you putting all those in the same basket?
No, because you have Jewish people who are black too, because that's why I want to define what a Jewish person is racially.
So, but when you mention white supremacy,
You overlooked that, brother.
No,
you gotta
I'm
define,
coming to that.
Okay,
So
you got to define what a
understand.
Jewish person is racially.
First, I'm trying to
because
find out.
But back in Nazi Germany, they had a clear definition of what it was racially, because the thing is, the Jewish people were white, but they weren't white enough. So they wanted to get out the mulatto strain out of Europe. They've always done that. Even Stalin did that. There was another Holocaust before that with the Holodomor that they had in the Ukraine. So there's always been this thing of getting out that darker melanated bloodline, no matter how thin it is, out of Europe. They've been doing that for a long time. So
let me
a lot
ask.
of Jewish people are classified as white now. So
Are you personally classifying the Jews with the whites that you call white supremacists?
No, because you have white Jews and you have black Jews.
So are any Jews in that category of white supremacists?
Yes, you have Jews in the Klan.
And are
There's
there-
Jews in the Klan. There's Jews in the alt-right. You have a lot of Jews who do practice white supremacy. Therefore,
And are
if
there
they-
blacks in that too?
If they're practicing white supremacy, are they really Jewish? Because white supremacy is its own religion.
Are blacks included in that category as white supremacy as well?
You can't be a black white supremacist.
You said they were black Jews.
Right, but
But
I
none
didn't
of
say
them-
I didn't say in the black
But none
Jews.
of them are white supremacists?
No, because as a matter of fact, over in Israel, the black Jews are being persecuted and punished, and they have lawsuits against people practicing white supremacy on them.
So just to get it right,
Right.
there are white supremacists, and there are some of them are mixed with white Jews who are white supremacists. And you say there are black Jews, but no black Jews are white supremacists.
What I'm saying,
Are you saying that?
because I don't know, you're kind of muddling all of these definitions, and I want to make it very clear. White supremacy transcends religion. You can't equate race and religion and make it the same thing. Race and religion are two different things.
But according to you, no blacks are a part of the white supremacist movement.
Well, they're black
According to
collaborators.
you.
They're black collaborators with white supremacy, but they can't be white supremacists themselves. They're still victims of white supremacy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What is it like being a man and spending a lifetime looking at white people and complaining about them and trying to get them to let you be a supremacist or a real man? What's it? I can't imagine living a lifetime thinking that some other man, whether he's white, black, Jewish, whatever it might be, Asian, is holding me back in life. As a man yourself,
Right.
what does that feel like?
Well, I don't complain to the white supremacists. All of my messages are for the victims of white supremacy.
Right, but your whole thing is about the white man.
The white
What is
supremacists,
it-
the white supremacists,
what
not
is-
the white man, the white supremacists.
Right,
Let's be
it's
very
still
clear.
about men. They are
No,
white
the white
men.
supremacists, because you have white female supremacists too.
So men and women, white.
White supremacists.
Right.
Let's be very
But
clear.
what
White
does it
supremacists.
feel like to be a man who believe that these people are holding you back?
Right.
And so you spend a whole lifetime building your life around them, trying to stop them, and they're moving on with life and doing what they do
Right.
anyway.
Right.
What does that feel like?
What do you mean, what does it feel like? I
Does
feel
it
like a
feel-
victim of white supremacy.
So you feel like a victim?
I'm a victim. I'm
And
a victim of white supremacy. Yeah.
And so are they holding you back financially?
Holding me back financially. Well, they can.
Are
they? They can.
Are they?
They can.
No, but are they?
They can.
Well, I didn't ask you if they could.
Can. If I get too powerful, yeah, they'll chop my stuff down just like they chop everybody else's stuff
Well, are
down. Now, for example, no,
let
we
me
get
ask-
into that
I
money.
wanna
No,
stay
no,
with
no, I
that
want
for-
to
I'll
unpack
come
that.
back to that. No.
I want to unpack that
I
about
wanna
that whole
ask,
money thing.
are they holding you
because
back
you can make
financially?
you can make a lot of money.
Tariq.
They'll do the Bill Cosby thing. They can put all types of crazy charges on you.
Tariq.
They can deplete your money. So
Are they holding you back
what
financially?
do you mean are they holding me back? I'm in a prison called white supremacy that's global. So we're allowed, certain black people are allowed to have certain resources, but they know they can take
Are
it back
they
from
holding
certain black
Tariq
people.
Nasheed back
Well,
financially?
I'm in a system where they can hold me back.
But right now they're not holding you back.
Well, they can hold me back.
Are they holding you back?
Define holding me back.
You don't know are they holding you back from being successful in your life?
Well, I'm successful because I understand white supremacy, and I'm successful as far as I can be, as much as I can be, because they can stop my success at the drop of a hat. There was Malcolm X was successful until they killed him. Dr. King was successful until they killed him.
Well,
so I can still be killed no matter how much money I have.
Are you saying
so
that-
I don't define my success through money.
Right now they're not holding you back.
Yes, I'm telling you, in a system of white supremacy, they can murder me with impunity right now.
Do you
So
feel that they
what is
are,
holding me back? There was
do you
in
feel
Nazi
that-
Germany, you had rich Jews going into the gas chamber. So holding me back, were
Do
they
you
held
feel
back?
that the white supremacist male is a better man than you?
No, they're smarter than black people collectively. Yes.
Are they smarter than you?
Black people, well, to a certain degree, I would say yes, because I haven't figured out how to replace the system of white supremacy with justice yet. So I guess I'm not smart enough because I haven't figured it out yet. That's why I work every day to try to figure that out.
Oh my God, when I watch things like this, sincerely, I just want to cry. This is a black man, and this is how there are millions of people who believe this crap that this man just spilled out of his mouth. You know, a lot of black people believe that they are victims. Even the successful black people feel they are victims. Just like what he said. He said even though he succeeds, he still feels that he can be brought down. So in other words, no matter what he does, he's always going to be in perpetual oppression. It's unfortunate people think like this. But the good news is that there are some people who don't believe this nonsense. And I would like to show you a video of such a black person like that, a proud black person. Let's watch.
I would like to preface my question with a couple of words from a fellow American and a fellow Christian myself. So I would like to open with a verse from Leviticus 19, verse 15. It says, "You shall not do injustice in court. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the great, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor." And that, to me, relates to the institution of white privilege and what the liberalists claim that it is. It is not to put white people above. It is not to bring black people down. It is to judge what wrong has been done in the past by white people so we can learn from our mistakes and move forward in this country. And so I am going to be blunt, since you were advocating for violence, such as your example with hanging and Muhammad Ali. I just want to know, what is the point in spreading blatant lies as we've heard to before, such as like the liberals were taking over the government to elect black or like liberals en masse. I mean, if you look at our Congress today, it is 70% white. I just want to know why.
Well, that's not a lie, because if you look at the black community, which is what I'm talking about, almost 100% of our representation are liberal. When you go to any city, any majority black district, the person that represents that area is a liberal. So when you're talking about a lie, you obviously don't know what you're talking about, because that's a fact. It's not a lie. Also, when you start talking about what white people have done to America, it's about what a white person has done. I don't believe in collective punishment. I'll make you responsible for what you did. I'm not going to hold you responsible for what somebody else did 100 years ago or what somebody else did today. I hold you responsible for your action. You hold me responsible for my action. In the same way that some white people believe that black people are lazy, shiftless, and ignorant and whatnot, that's not me. In the same way that most of y'all believe they're on their knees begging and slobbering and asking for reparations, that's not me. I don't believe in collective punishment. I deal with you as an individual. Individual. Therefore, white privilege is a lie. I've asked you very simply to show me the white person that has privilege over me. Nobody stood up. Do you think you have privilege over me?
Yes.
You're crazy. You're insane. You have no privilege over me. Let's make this absolutely positively clear. You have no privilege over me, and if you got it, show it to me right now.
My parents had generational wealth.
What's your privilege over me?
Exactly.
Well, you tell me.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is how to be as a black person, as a black man, as a black race. We have to know that the past is behind us right now. The world is now a global village, and there's a fair playing ground for everybody who is willing to work hard and is willing to achieve something in life. Nobody is stopping anybody. Nobody is stopping you. Only you are stopping yourself. That's just a fact. That's the truth. But if you keep becoming choosing to be a victim, well, that's all up to you. Good luck with that. But for me and so many of us black people who are willing to move forward, we're not blaming anybody. We don't feel inferior. We don't feel better than the other race. We are all the same. We all bleed red after all. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please help your boy out to grow this channel and to push this content as far as possible by liking this video, also sharing. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Consider it. I hope I can win your subscription. I'll see you in the next video, but also like you to drop your comments in the comment section. I'd like to react to it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.